Hello friends, it's me Nidhu. Welcome to my YouTube channel Helping Hand for Nurses. This is the part 2 video of the topic Nursing Research and Statistics, which includes 20 solved questions. If you want to watch the part 1 video, please check the iCard, or otherwise I will provide you with the link at the end of the video. So please watch the full video, and if you like this video, please like it, share it and subscribe it, and also click the bell icon so that you will get notifications in future. So let us start the video. First question, attributes or phenomena under study are called. Options: A. Variables, B. Characteristics, C. Tools, D. Inferences. Answer is A. Variables. So attributes or phenomena under study are called variables. So variables are any changing and measurable thing which can be qualities, quantities, properties and characteristic of people like height, weight, etc. So attributes or phenomena under study are called variables. Next question. The variable which is influenced by the intervention of the researcher is called. Options: A. Independent variable, B. Dependent variable, C. Extraneous variable, D. Discrete variable. Answer is B. Dependent variable. So the variable which is influenced by the intervention or treatment of the researcher is called dependent variable. Mainly there are two types of variables in research study, that is independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variables are those variables that are manipulated or changed by the researcher. Independent variables are those variables that are manipulated or changed by the researcher. Dependent variables are those variables that can be changed by the intervention of researcher on the independent variable. Dependent variables are those variables that can be changed by the intervention of researcher on the independent variable. An example for a research study is the effect of music therapy on physiological parameters of neonates. Here, independent variable is the music therapy and dependent variable is the physiological parameters of the neonates. So here the researcher is introducing a treatment, that is a music therapy, so it is an independent variable. And because of this music therapy, it will be having an effect. It will cause some changes in the physiological parameters of neonates. So here physiological parameters is a dependent variable. And the type of variable is an extraneous variable. So extraneous variable is something that the experimenter cannot control, which can have an effect on the overall outcome of the experiment. So extraneous variable is something that the researcher is not able to control, but it will have an effect on the overall outcome of the experiment. Next question. What is the research design called that involve manipulation of independent variable without the random assignment of participant to condition? Options: A. Pre-experimental, B. Quasi-experimental, C. Descriptive experimental, D. Non-experimental. Answer is B. Quasi-experimental. So research design, it is mainly divided into quantitative and qualitative research design. Quantitative, it is again divided into experimental and non-experimental. Experimental is again divided into true experimental, quasi-experimental, pre-experimental. Non-experimental are descriptive studies, which include survey, correlational, ex post factor studies, comparative studies, evaluated, methodological studies. And qualitative research design include phenomenological, ethnographic, grounded theory, historical research, etc. All experimental research will be having a common characteristic, that is the treatment or intervention, that is a manipulation of the independent variable by the researcher. And in true experimental research, it includes two more characteristics, that are randomization and control. So a true experimental research, it includes three characteristics, that is a manipulation of the independent variable through treatment or intervention, and randomization and control. First one is the manipulation. So in the manipulation, the researcher does something to at least some of the subjects in the study. Researcher does something to at least some of the subjects in the study. That is, a researcher manipulates the independent variable by administering it to some subjects and withholding it from others. Second one is a control. That is, here the researcher introduces one or more controls over experimental situation. Here the researcher introduces one or more controls over the experimental situation. And this control may be acquired by manipulation and by randomization, or by the careful preparation of experimental protocols, or by the use of comparison groups. Next one is a randomization. Here the experimenter or the researcher assigns subjects to a control or experimental group on a random basis. Here the researcher assigns subjects to a control or experimental group on a random basis. The term random means that every subject has an equal chance of being assigned to any group. So these are the three characteristics of true experimental research. Experimental research is again classified into true experimental, quasi-experimental and pre-experimental. Descriptive is coming under the non-experimental research. Then true experimental is having all the three characteristics, that is a randomization, manipulation and control. So it is able to control all extraneous variables or bias, that is in true experimental research. In quasi-experimental research, the researcher could not be able to control extraneous variables or may not be able to apply randomization. That is, in quasi-experimental, only two characteristics will be there. Intervention, it is a common in all the three experimental research, and second characteristic is either the randomization or the introduction of the control. In pre-experimental, there will be only manipulation, there will be only intervention, there will be no randomization and control. And in descriptive studies, there will be no manipulation. Main aim is to generate hypothesis. Okay, in true experimental, all the three characteristics are present. That is a manipulation or intervention, then randomization and control. In quasi-experimental, intervention and either randomization or control group. In pre-experimental, only manipulation is there. No randomization or no control is there. And in descriptive, there is no manipulation. Main aim is to generate hypothesis. Next question, what is the method of random sampling? Options: A. Convenience sampling, B. Cluster sampling, C. Quota sampling, D. Computer table. Answer is D. Computer table. So computer table is a method of the random sampling. And in these options, convenience sampling and quota sampling are examples for non-probability sampling, and cluster sampling is example for probability sampling. So in the part 1 video, I have clearly explained regarding the probability sampling. There are two types of sampling, that is probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling includes simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling and cluster sampling. Detailed explanation of probability sampling have been included in the part 1 video. Non-probability sampling includes purposive sampling, convenience sampling, quota sampling and snowball sampling. First one is the purposive sampling. In this sampling, the researcher selects a typical group of individuals who might represent the larger population and then collects data from this group. It is also known as judgmental sampling. So in purposive sampling, here the researcher selects a typical group of individuals who might represent the larger population and will collect data from that particular group. And this purposive sampling is also known as judgmental sampling. Next one is a convenience sampling. Convenience sample is also referred to as accidental or incidental, and it involves choosing readily available people or subjects for the study. In selecting the samples, the researcher will determine the required sample size and he simply collects data on that number of individuals who are readily available. Next one is the quota sampling. Quota sampling is similar to that of the stratified random sampling. In this, the researcher will divide the population into homogeneous strata and will select the sample elements without any randomization. So that is the main difference from the stratified random sampling. For example, an interviewer wants to collect data from 40 adults and 20 adolescents in order to study students' television viewing habits. So selection will be 20 adult men and 20 adult women and 10 adolescent girls and 10 adolescent boys. Next is the snowball sampling. In snowball sampling, the researcher identifies and selects available respondents who meet the criteria. After that, the data have been collected from the subject and the researcher asks for a referral of other individuals who would also meet the criteria and represent the population of concern. Once again, In snowball sampling, researcher identifies and select available respondents who meet the criteria. And after the data have been collected from the individuals, the researcher asks for a referral of other individuals who meet the criteria and represent the population of concern. For example, suppose the researcher wants to determine how to help the people to stop cigarette smoking. And the researcher might know some of the people who are very successful in refraining from cigarette smoking for 10 years. Then he will approach those individuals and will collect data from them. And after that, he will ask whether he or she knows others who have also been successful like them. And he will approach that individuals. That is a snowball sampling. Next question. Select a review of literature that broadly cover a specific topic. Options: A. Meta-analysis, B. Meta-synthesis, C. Systematic review, D. Narrative review. Answer is C. Systematic review. So select a review of literature that broadly cover a specific topic is a systematic review. So a systematic review attempts to gather all available empirical research by using clearly defined systematic methods to obtain answers to a specific question. Meta-analysis is the statistical process of analyzing and comparing results from several similar studies. Next question. Which among the following is the type of non-probability sampling? Options: A. Systematic sampling, B. Stratified random sampling, C. Purposive sampling, D. Cluster sampling. Answer is C. Purposive sampling. Next question. A true experimental design in research is characterized by following properties except. Options: A. Randomization, B. Manipulation, C. Hawthorne effect, D. Control. Answer is C. Hawthorne effect. So a true experimental design consists of three characteristics or properties, that is a randomization, manipulation and control. Next question. The statement of predicted relationship between two or more variables are termed as. Options: A. Triangulation, B. Assumption, C. Hypothesis, D. Reliability. Answer is C. Hypothesis. So hypothesis, it is a statement of predicted relationship between two or more variables. Next question. The entire aggregation of cases in which a researcher is interested is called. Options: A. Population, B. Group, C. Strata, D. Sample. Answer is A. Population. So the entire aggregation of cases in which a researcher is interested is called population. Subset of population which represents the entire population is called the sample. Next question. Sample in research is referred as. Options: A. High-risk study subjects, B. High-risk population, C. Population living in a defined area, D. Representative of population. Answer is D. Representative of population. So sample in research is referred as a representative of the population. Next question. Statistical hypotheses are also known as. Options: A. Research hypothesis, B. Null hypothesis, C. Directional hypothesis, D. Non-directional hypothesis. Answer is B. Null hypothesis. Statistical hypothesis is also known as null hypothesis. It is a statement that says that there is no relationship between the variables. Next question. Which variable is manipulated in experimental research? Options: A. Independent, B. Dependent, C. Outcome, D. Criterion. Answer is A. Independent variable. So independent variable is manipulated in the experimental research. Next question. What is a subset of population selected to participate in study? Options: A. Sample, B. Validity, C. Reliability, D. All of these. Answer is A. Sample. So sample is a subset of population selected to participate in study. Next question. Process of selecting a portion of population to represent entire population. Options: A. Sampling, B. Forecasting, C. Validity, D. Reliability. Answer is A. Sampling. So sampling, it is a process of selecting a portion of population to represent entire population. Next question. Observation under controlled condition is called options A. Survey, B. Randomization, C. Experimental research, D. Control. Answer is C. Experimental research. So observation under controlled condition is called experimental research. Next question. Instrument used to measure an attribute of degree of consistency or dependability. Options A. Research design, B. Sampling, C. Reliability, D. Validity. Answer is C. Reliability. So reliability, it is a degree of consistency with which an instrument measures the attribute it is supposed to measure. The difference between the reliability and validity was explained in the part 1 video. Next question. Reliability of a tool includes following features except options A. Equivalence, B. Stability, C. Internal consistency, D. Efficiency. Answer is D. Efficiency. So the features of the reliability of a tool are equivalence, stability and internal consistency. Next question. The measuring scale that uses equal units of measurement. Options A. The nominal scale, B. The ordinal scale, C. The ratio scale, D. The interval scale. Answer is C. The ratio scale. So the measuring scale that uses equal units of measurement is the ratio scale. There are 4 levels of measurement: nominal measurement, ordinal measurement, interval measurement and ratio measurement. First one is the nominal measurement. In this level of measurement, the numbers in the variable are used only to classify the data. In this level, words, letters and alphanumeric symbols can be used. Suppose we are having data about the people belonging to 3 different gender categories. So in this, those persons who are belonging to female gender could be classified as F, and the person belonging to male gender could be classified as M, and persons belonging to transgender could be classified as T. So this type of ascending classification is a nominal level of measurement. Next comes the ordinal level of measurement. It depicts some ordered relationship among the variables observations. Suppose a student scores highest grade of 100 in the class and he will be given the first rank, and another classmate who have scored 92 will be given the second rank, and third student who scores 81 will be given the third rank. So it indicates an ordering of the measurements. Next is the interval level of measurement. In this interval level of measurement, it not only classifies and orders the measurements, but also it specifies that the distance between each interval on the scale are equivalent along the scale from low interval to high interval. So, it not only classifies and orders the measurements, but also it specifies that the distances between each interval on the scale are equivalent along the scale from low interval to high interval. A popular example is the thermometer or temperature reading. That is, the distance between 94 degrees Celsius and 96 degrees Celsius is the same as the distance between 100 degrees Celsius and 102 degrees Celsius. Next comes the ratio level of measurement. In this measurement, the observations, in addition to having equal intervals, can have a value of 0 as well. In the ratio level of measurement, the divisions between the points on the scale have an equivalent distance between them. Once again, in this level of measurement, the observations, in addition to have an equal intervals, they can have a value of 0 as well. That is absolute 0 as well. In the ratio level of measurement, the divisions between the points on the scale have an equivalent distance between them. Next question. The scale used for measuring religion, type of disease and blood group. Options A. Nominal, B. Ordinal, C. Interval, D. Ratio. Answer is A. Nominal. This nominal scale. Next question. All of the following are examples of nominal scale except options A. Sex, B. Religion, C. Marital status, D. Socioeconomic status. Answer is D. Socioeconomic status. Socioeconomic status can be measured by ordinal level scale and it is not by nominal scale. because socioeconomic status can be measured in the order of rank, like poorest, poor, middle class, rich, etc. So friends, these are the 20 questions from the nursing research and statistics topic. So if you like this video, please like it, share it and subscribe it, and also click the bell icon so that you will get notifications if I'm uploading new videos. Thank you for watching the channel.